Mindful Speaking here, once again, here to share with you some positive insight, some positive messages, and some positivity to help uplift and boost the positivity needed for your day. As you know, my name is Danny Dozie, coach, mental speaker, and I'm here to share with you for ways to help find and also to help ways to develop resilience. Now, when we're talking about resilience, we're talking about having the will to keep on going. We're talking about having the determination to overcome any sort of obstacle and not allow the obstacles to get in the way of what we're trying to go after. I'm talking about having that personal resilience to not let any sort of life experiences, events, circumstances to get the best of who you are on the inside, and allowing your heart or trusting what's in your heart to help you to keep on going. Now, I'm going to share with you 3 ways as to how to find resilience and how we can all use personal resilience in our lives to keep on going, and also to help share with others to keep on going. So, what is resilience? Okay, there's many different ways of looking at it. I'm going to share with you 2 different ways of looking at it actually. So, the first way is resilience is having the necessary amplitude to keep on going even when the situations, experiences, or events are challenging your sense of self or sense of stability to stay on 2 feet. That's just a general sort of resilience term, right? Or definition for it. And the other one is to be able to withstand anything, okay? Withstand any sort of events that are coming onto you, circumstances that are ripping you apart. You know, there's certain things that are keeping you locked down or in chains or whatever the case is, but being able to have that necessary strength to break those chains and not allow these things to get the best of you. So now, given the fact 2 different ways of having resilience, I'm going to share with you 3 different ways as to how to find resilience and how to use resilience to your benefit. So the first way, okay, as to finding resilience is to come up with a target, come up with a goal in mind, come up with something that in your mind, and as long as it's in alignment with everything about you, right? Allow that thing in your mind to take you on that journey to eventually get into that outcome. You know, now there's many different ways of looking at it, but for some, let's say for example, you know, the youth today. You know, you guys know you need to get through school, and you guys know you need to study. You know, take less time. Okay, it's easy to be immersed in technology and what's going on social media and stuff like that, right? It's easy for that, but then it's hard for you to find, not you, but hard to find the necessary resilience that we need in order to get through our studies. You know, or even people in society in today's world. You know, there's a lot of people out there that that would take away from you, basically. There's a lot of vampires, right? There's a lot of people who are willing to suck the positivity out of you and leave you feeling drained. But then even through that, even when you experience these people, how strong, how internally resistant are you as to allowing these things happen? You know, how resistant are you to saying, you know what, I'm not going to let this happen to me, because if I do, then it's obviously going to take me down a different path. But instead, I'm not going to allow this thing happen to me, so I'm going to say no, and I'm going to keep on, you know, I'm going to keep on going through my journey with a high sense of self and my head up with my dignity, right? So there's that sort of stuff. You know, there's a lot of things going on outside, you know, outside of our world, but internally, like, we know that there's choices that we know we need to make, or there's things that we know we need to work towards, and it's just a matter of allowing ourselves to go down that journey and to allow us to progress to the outcome. The next one that I want to share, okay, this is the second one, is to don't run away from challenge. Or in fact, stop running away from challenges. You know, sometimes we come across experiences within our journey, and that experience is only challenging us to having the confidence, having the faith, keeping that levels of hope up high. But what happens now, right? Sometimes we come across the first bump and we either turn around and we go back to what we know, or we sit there, come across the first bump, and we just stay there. You know, never getting over the hump. In fact, the thing that we want to do when it comes to these obstacles or these things that are challenging our own inner sense of being is to drive through it. use everything in your tank, okay? Or knowing what to use in your tank that will help you to keep on going, or help you to get to that next level. You know, because eventually once you start learning how to get over the first hump, right, you just acquired a little bit of strength. Okay, now what? Okay, let's keep on going. Let's see what the next solution is, or what's the next obstacle that I need to get over, right? And the next time you look back and you thought, I got over that first one. What makes me want to quit now? Like, I'm not gonna quit. You know, I'm gonna get over the second hump, and I'm gonna keep going till I find momentum, and eventually you're in cruise control, right? So that's one thing. That's another thing when it comes to finding resilience. You know, don't let challenges stop you, or don't stop running away from challenges, basically. Okay, and you know, with adults as well, you know, we're talking about changing lifestyles, and we're talking about doing different things that promote positivity, a positive lifestyle and stuff like that. You know, a lot of us are stuck in habits, and sometimes a lot of us are stuck in habits that we know aren't giving us winning outcomes, but yet we refuse to change because, you know, the first thing or the first obstacle that we come across is something that is unfamiliar to us, so we go back to what we know. Let's stop doing that. Let's come to this first obstacle, you know, within yourself or together as a community, a team, whatever, and let's figure out how to get over this, right? That's another way of looking at it. And then my last way, well, not my last way, but sharing the last way as to how to acquire resilience, keep the hope, okay? Keeping the hope is one of the main drivers of having resilience as well. You know, because it's like when we lose hope, we lose our sense of purpose. We lose our sense of the basic foundation as to why we're doing this thing. Or we lose hope in seeing the outcome. We lose hope in seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, right? And when we lose hope and we lose those things, what happens next is we decide to quit. And when we decide to quit, we've given up on every reason as to why we should go after it, or why we should do that, or why, you know, why this should happen. And then now we come across this first bump, lose hope, and now we have just killed our own personal momentum. See, the thing is, when we have hope, even when you come across something that's challenging and maybe has taken you a couple steps back, at least you still have that inner sort of momentum to keep on going. And when you have that inner momentum, there's that personal belief that nothing can stop me. And when you have that personal belief about yourself, and you have that sense of hope, you also have courage. You also have will. You also have determination. You can see that thing. You can see the end of the light somewhere. You see the end of the tunnel, right? Even though it may be far for the distance, you can still see that target. You can still see that goal. You can still see the purpose and the reasons as to why you're doing this. But that's the most important thing, is to keep that hope. So there you have it. 3 ways to help boost and help find the resilience that we need to keep on going through our journey is 1, giving yourself a goal, a target. The second one is don't run away from challenges, and allow these challenges to help you find the inner strength. And the third one and the last one is to just keep that hope, okay? Those 3 things I hope you find useful, hope you find beneficial, and I hope it helps you to find that personal resilience and stability that you need to not be shaken by experiences, but to shake experiences away from you. Anyway, if you like the video, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, share with friends, family, you know, anywhere that you could think of, and let's create this positive movement that we need within today's world. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a good day. Think well to live well. I'm out. Peace.